Gran Turismo 7 Update 1.59. This update was released a couple of weeks ago, bringing with it 3 incredible vehicles and a Honda CR-V, as well as all the usual stuff, including new events, menu books, engine swaps, and more. So then, these are the 4 cars in question: the Chevrolet Corvette Z06 in Brand Central and used cars, the Ferrari 812 Superfast in Brand Central, a Honda SUV that nobody's interested in Brand Central, and the best vehicle in the update, the Suzuki Carry, available also in Brand Central. The Corvette will be slightly cheaper over in used cars, and luckily it is still there despite me coming to this update so late, so I will purchase that for a very reasonable 54,000 credits. There is actually a wide body and selection of aero parts available for the Chevrolet Corvette, including a really weird looking wing, which I didn't apply, and the option to debadge the front of the car, which is fairly unique. Fully upgraded, the Corvette can produce nearly 900 horsepower, and weight comes down to just over a ton with full weight reduction. Conveniently, the Corvette, though, is eligible for this weekly challenge. And it's only 3 laps of an oval, so it should be very quick. I love how the speedometer is just pinned off the top of the scale the whole way round. And there we go. In less than 3 minutes, I think that took. So then, over in Brand Central, of course in America there is the Corvette that we just purchased in the used car dealer, and it costs a little bit more, but not a lot, and you would then be able to choose your colour, but the yellow's the best. Then if we back out of there completely, over in Europe there should be a Ferrari. It's rather expensive and very similar to that, but it comes in 26 different colours. Which is quite a lot. Being a Ferrari though, it should really be yellow, so let's buy that. Although I think this car is far too similar to the F12 that we already have, the 812 does also come with a wide body and what appears to be a chassis-mounted wing, so you can make it look a bit like this. And if that wasn't enough, you can also get the power output to, as near as makes no difference, 1,000 horsepower, and weight down to 1,128 kilos. There is a Ferrari circuit challenge in the weekly challenges. However, my Ferrari 812 Superfast is too fast, so I sort of can't do that. We can, however, do the Clubman Cup 600 next to that event, despite the fact the car is 855. Which should be fairly easy given we've got 1,000 horsepower. Except it's a reverse layout of this track and I should be a little bit more cautious than that. Tunnel. Weirdly, it seems to suffer from understeer. And oversteer. Anyway, here's a straight. And just like that, we're going to win by over half a minute. Which isn't terribly surprising. And then if we head over to Asia and Pacific, we have the Honda SUV and the little Suzuki Carry. So let's go and buy this first, and then we can focus on the important vehicle of the update. This is a very reasonable 46,000 credits, and is available in black or white. And for some reason, we can also wide-body the CRV and do many other things, including adding this splitter and this wing. But despite all of these visuals, it would seem we can only add a tiny amount of extra power, bringing the total to 188. And even with full weight reduction, this stupid thing still weighs 1,258 kilos. Just so that I've driven it, I've brought this horrendous thing to the Sunday Cup. 2 laps around here in this, and apparently it only has drive, it doesn't have... That was weird handling. Yeah, it sort of doesn't have gears, so all I have to do is accelerate, but it keeps doing weird things in the corners. But, I mean, considering this is as fast as you can make this thing go, why have we got... Well, I mean, presumably because we're going to get an engine swap for it and be able to give it more power than this, but... At the moment, this is pretty pointless. I appear to have survived a lap, though. And be in second place. Finally, the finish line. I never have to drive this thing again. Which leaves us only with the best vehicle from the update, the little Suzuki Carry. Which costs just 7,600 credits, making it by far the cheapest vehicle, weighs just 710 kilos, making it by far the lightest vehicle, and is only 658 cc, making it by far the smallest engined, least powerful vehicle. It's available in Superior White or Silky Silver. Got to be white. 47 brake horsepower. And just like everything else in the update, wide body. Big front splitter is also available, as is side skirts. And that. As well as some wings. Which means it's, well, now a Suzuki Carry that carries even less than it previously did. Some cooler bulbs and the removal of the plate. Do I want to do that? I think I do want to put those on, because why not? Oh, yeah, that is also amazing. Ah, it would appear the only Suzuki colour I have is that, which I did think briefly was quite boring, but... quite tempted to leave the standard wheels on it. Which I probably should have done before I painted it anyway, if I was going to change them. Though those kind of look amazing. What's quite nice about these wheels is that it's just the centre that's pink, which is even more fantastic. I have just very quickly gone and bought a second one of these, because if you don't apply the wide body, you get some slightly different options. Things like the front bumper is still the same, so let's go for a different one. Things like the side skirts, though, begin to be slightly different. So you can still do a closed-in one, but it's a sort of less racing car looking. And the back, you can turn it into a box van or a food sort of stall. I honestly don't know which I prefer. I think that's just too brilliant not to do. But we probably then don't really want a wing, or do we want that? Possibly. So, yeah, you can end up with two very different Suzuki Carries. Apart from the visual mods, though, I'm probably going to leave this one of them stock, because it's actually a van. And, well, let's go and modify the other one. With the help of some turbocharging, this little 3-cylinder engine can produce nearly 150 horsepower, and somehow I was able to reduce weight, although some of the mods may have added some weight. But anyway, in total it now weighs just 624 kilos. So it would appear this Suzuki Carry is eligible for one of the weekly challenges. It is, however, for cars up to a performance point of 700, and this is less than that. I think we'd try it anyway. If it's terrible, it's terrible. It sort of is. I think it's mostly gear limited to 97 miles per hour is kind of the main problem there. This potentially is still the wrong event for this, but let's see if that's worked. It's definitely an improvement. I think I've potentially gone too far in the other direction now. So I kind of had to do at least one race around the Tokyo Expressway in this. This one is the Clubman Cup 550, and this is rated at 500, so it should be okay. If I use the right gears. Struggles a bit on the straights, but in the corners. Round the outside of the RX-8. And the GR86. Remember, this thing has less than 150 horsepower. Get out the way, Nissan! Okay, that ended up being more successful than I thought it would be. What a fantastic little truck. That, though, is going to bring an end to today's video, taking a very first look at Gran Turismo 7's Update 1.59. As ever, do let me know your thoughts on all of the content covered in today's video, but for now that is going to be all, so thank you very much for watching, and I will be back with the next one very soon.